Okay, so now it is January 28th of 2025. I'm gonna call this video, I don't know, something to do with the plan. Like, what's the plan here, people? My plan isn't to stay here in this house any longer than I have to. Right? I'm in a dilemma because of what my son and his wife has done downstairs. In terms of, you know, I got food prep up here that technically should be going downstairs, but I can't put it down there because I'll get locked out of it, people, and I get harassed if I want to fucking go down there and do something, and, you know, I get insulted, and just whatever. It's a means to start the shit all over again, so I haven't been down there in freaking months. There's stuff like the cocoa butter. Coconut butter. I have coconut butter that I had already jarred up into pint-sized jars. My jar is almost empty. I need it for Amari. It's downstairs in Auntie Shemai's room. I can't remember where it is because I haven't been down there for so fucking long, and things have been moved around and whatever, and shit's disappeared, and, you know, I got a bucket up here, and I can re-jar that one up, and versus stressing myself out trying to find it downstairs. When, I don't know, but besides that point, just, you know, stupid shit like that. Like, this here, Andre rescued from the recycle bin, and what it is, believe it or not, it's actually Marina's shit that she threw in the recycle bin because I guess she didn't want it anymore. Because she's got money, right? Anytime she wants something, she can just go buy it. So, either or, here's another roll, right? He found it in the recycle bin, all soaking wet. And he brought it in. He asked me if I wanted it. I said, well, what is it? Oh, well, Marina threw out this, and I'm looking at it, and it's pattern paper with patterns on it. Can't really see it anymore. It's the fact that there is patterns on it, and the fact that it's nice big paper, where if you wanted to make your own pattern, you have the paper. So it's dry. I got a whole bunch here already folded up. I have to pace myself through this, people. I'm so fucking tired. You don't even know. I haven't even started my day yet. So obviously I'm picking something easy to do right now, because I'm just gonna fold these two or whatever's left kicking around, because they're dry now. We just brought them in. He brought them in, and I said, okay, fine, you know, whatever, man. And we'll dry them out, and I'll fold them up, and I'll put them away, and maybe one day when I'm dead, Marina will start going through my shit, and she'll find her own fucking shit in there, and then she'll be like, why does Judy have it? Well, I don't know. Maybe because you threw it out in the recycle bin and Andre brought it in thinking it was mine. But it wasn't. It was hers. So she doesn't even value her own shit. Or she takes it for granted. Maybe she does value it, but you know how they say, haste makes waste. Very wasteful girl. Oh, yeah. You know, a minimalist that thinks, like, you know, just throw it out, and if I need it, I'll go and buy it again. Or I'll steal it from somebody else to get it what I want, because that's basically what it boils down here, okay? Actions speak louder than words, people. I didn't steal this. Andre brought it to me, soaking wet, from the recycle bin. Will somebody use it one day? Well, I'd like to think so. Will it be me? Probably not. But, okay. So that's what I'm doing right now, if you're wondering what I'm doing. I'm rescuing pattern paper that nobody wanted for somebody else to use one day, and will be happy when they find it and be like, oh, that's exactly what I need, you know, and they'll have to pay for it an arm and a leg to get it, assuming that you'll even be able to find it. And I don't know exactly what type patterns are on this, so they could be very interesting for all I know, and easy to adapt, right? Because I can't see them, right? But I just know what's on them. And I don't know. A little fucking bag full of this shit isn't gonna harm what's going on right now in my life in terms of adding to the junk. Adding to the junk. One man's junk is another man's treasure. And I suppose that applies to women as well. And if you did any sort of sewing for any length of time, you know, you'd appreciate this shit. And you wouldn't be so hasty to throw it away. Either or. What that does. I think they're moving that bin now. I'm telling you people, I've been fucking shaking for days. Literally. I wake up fucking shaking. Okay? There's some fucking energy going through this house. I can feel it in my head and my ears. You know, stupid. I wake up with my head like this, vibrating, fucking ringing, pressure. I'm shaking like I got Parkinson's disease or something. Right? Because of the boom boom. And if it's not the fucking boom boom there, it's the fucking cement trucks grinding their shit 7 in a row right outside my front house. If it's not the fucking city of Surrey with their man with the Punjabi fucking black turban on, long black beard, sitting in his vehicle glaring at my grandson as he's in the yard getting ready to go to the Shoppers Drug Mart, yeah, to go get me cough syrup and chest congestion syrup for Amari with $60 in his pocket. And then he gets fucking stalked in that store by Punjabi men to boot. All in one day, in a space of an hour and a half. Right? Wouldn't you be shaky? I'm shaky. I've been shaky. Right? So anyway, I'm trying to not think about it. I'm trying to think, okay, just stay focused, work with what you have. Right? I asked Rhea to come and help me to figure out what to start selling, how to sell it. She asked me, what do you want to sell? I said nothing. I don't want to sell anything. It's whatever's been gone is already gone. I've cut my fucking losses on it. But this is the last stand. And you know, some of these things, yeah, maybe we can sell and work on building a little website, well, I don't know what's going to happen to my foundation, but it could be done through my foundation, through HTML code and bringing in some new web pages, as well as maybe a GoDaddy or eBay or something like that, right? Some of this stuff under a homeschool concept. A homeschool concept. Because I have a lot of homeschool stuff in here, because I've been a homeschool mom, people, honestly, for like, I don't know, a long time. 30 years. I have stuff here that I bought 30 years ago to be homeschooled that you can't find no more. And I hope that my son didn't throw out the wood blocks downstairs that he had for accounting, because I had a whole big bin full of these little wood blocks, right, for counting like they used to have in the elementary schools way back in the day in the 60s and 70s and 80s. You can't find those anymore. You go to look to buy counting blocks and everything's in cheap plastic. Yeah. Would I ever sell them? I don't know. Tisha's moving. She doesn't care about them. The way Marcane's going, I don't know if he'll ever have a kid. And even if he did, you know, Marina would convince him that it's not valuable because why keep it around? It's taking up space. It's in our way. We can buy new ones when our kid is X amount of age and, you know, when we need them. To hell with those ones. Who cares if they're antiques? Who cares if you'll never find them again? Who cares if it's a family heirloom? You know what I'm saying? Let's go see what's going on outside. Like, literally, I'm fucking shaking. You can hear it in my voice. I'm shaking when I'm walking. Like, this is a fucking sickness. I'm telling you, I'm so tired of this crap. So don't ever think that I want to stay for this any longer than I have to, because it won't stop. It will be something else, people. It will be the fucking weeds, okay? I'm telling you. What's making this noise? Is it them? Yeah, I think so, right? There you go. Got your bounty, Mrs. Gill. There's your fucking bounty. I'm sure whoever takes off with this bin will be happy to get even a third of what is in there. Okay? At least a third has a dollar value to it outside of the miscellaneous broken fucking pieces of wood around that's been out here 14 fucking years to hold back the fucking weeds, man, right? To cover your sand, to cover your fucking raccoon shit, to cover your fucking cat shit in the fucking sand, to cover your fucking morning glory problem and everything else, and drainage problem and the muds and it just everything that's been going on for 14 fucking years. Okay, you got my son in there now ripping up fucking compost bins, right? So the morning glory and the weeds can go nuts. As you had him running around picking up all my shit and throwing it in there so that you could make some backroom fucking deal with some stupid company and get some fucking brownie points with it. Do you hear what I'm saying, people? Right? Because you know they're gonna pick through my shit. You know they're gonna pick through my fucking shit. They're not gonna throw all that shit out. Fuck no. That's not the way the Punjabis work around here in British Columbia, Canada. Okay? That's not how they fucking work. Right? Yeah. Throw it all out. Yeah, sure. Okay, so now I'm back inside. Freezing my ass off because it's fucking icy out there and everything's frozen. Right? Right? Whew. Oh yeah. I have one more roll. I lost it. I don't know where it is. And then I have this that I already folded up. I'm just going to put it in a bag, and I'm going to tuck it away. And I don't know who's going to find it. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be fucking Marina thinking she can go now nuts through my fucking upstairs after she fucking raided me in the bloody basement. Fuck that shit. And now in the yard giving her shit to her mom as they're calling my shit garbage, like, and laughing about it and thinking it's fucking funny. Well, if it's fucking garbage, why are you rolling up in my fucking house and walking off with my, driving off with my shit? Yeah. Don't even have the decency to talk to me, right? And tell your daughter to stop. Did she tell her daughter to stop doing what this daughter's been doing to me? Her daughter? No. Okay? Rhea, if I gave this to Rhea, who sews right now, she'd be so fucking happy. You don't even know, people. Maria can't accuse Andre of stealing it. It was soaking wet in the recycling bin. Yeah. Like, I'm fucking shaking, and it's not because I'm cold. I'm on the verge of fucking tears here, because I have to make a plan, and the plan is, I think, I've already talked to Rhea. Please help me to start, because I've been asking for years for people like my son and Tisha to help me, but it was always just the opposite. Okay. Tisha's got money. She wants new. Marcane, he doesn't want it because he doesn't need it, so therefore it's garbage. Okay. So I've asked Rhea to consider sharing a house with me. I know what I need for Amari in terms of his needs, at what kind of space I need for his equipment, for his bedding, and for the number of people that are with him 24/7, because it really requires 2 people keeping an eye on him 24/7, with one person basically always being with him in the event of who knows, right? You just never know. And that's just the reality of it. We have special circumstances here, okay? And I would want a bedroom. Not for me, people. I'm getting rid of all my clothes. I'm going to get rid of all my fucking jewelry. Yeah. And I'm just going to turn my room into a fucking cold storage room for food prep. So there's always food in the house for the family, even if I'm not there after the fact, in terms of if I die. Okay? I don't want to get rid of the sewing because I don't think it's fair that I have to get rid of everything that I own just so that other people can gain something from that as they abuse me while they do it. Because I'd like to think I could pass it on to Andre. We already know that Marina doesn't appreciate my shit. and would only take what she'd want for the moment and sell the rest. Because she sure enough fuck ain't gonna throw it in the garbage. I can tell you that right now. And I got some nice shit, people. So before I fucking allow my son and his wife to raid my shit, yeah, I'm asking Rhea to consider moving into a house with me because she likes to sew. And it would be nice if she could have a nice sewing room where Andre could go in and sew if he wanted to. I offered this to Marina, but she didn't want it. Because she doesn't want nothing to do with me, because she's just more interested in fucking destroying my life for whatever strange reason, because that's basically all she's done since she's been here, is work on that. She hasn't done it yet, but she's damn fucking close with it, okay? Because of my eyes and my situation with Amari and what's going on with the landlord, and she's playing that card to her advantage. All right. So, but my room as a bedroom would be nothing more than food, because technically you shouldn't be mixing fabric with foods because of moths, right? You want to be able to not, right? You give them environments where they like to breed. Okay. So there would have to be an area where she could have a proper sewing room with my mannequins, you know, and da-da-da-da-da, the available desks, the table, a proper cutting table, so that she could really do what she likes to do, as well as she's got kids growing up that might want to learn. Andre wants to learn, so I'd like to keep that intact. So that would be another reason why I'd want to share a place with her, because that's something, and because I can't see, what the fuck do I care, as long as I know that shit that I own is still available, versus being raided, sold off, given away, and then slapped in the face, as that was happening to me. Okay, I only have two fucking choices here. And I'm telling myself, oh, this camera might cut out, but whatever. Oh, just calm down. You're over-exaggerating. You know, you're being highly hypersensitive to things, right? Forgive and forget, and things will get better, and, you know, and just whatever. You know how it is when you're in an abused relationship. You try and figure out a way to fucking try and conform so that the abuse stops, and you can be, I don't know, you can get along or something, but it doesn't work, because I mean, if I had to choose between living with Rhea and my son, obviously I'd choose my son. But it's impossible, people. I can't live with him. I have to accept that fact. And then when he's coming to my door and he's talking to me and he's telling me he's already looking for a place where I can get subsidized housing for me, that tells me that he's telling me that he wants to be set free so that he can go have a marriage with his wife without the responsibility of looking after his mother and his nephews, and one with a severe disability. He's doing exactly what Tisha's doing. He wants to go live his life and fuck mom because the wife said so. And being that he hasn't fucked me over yet and left completely, she's just going to make sure he keeps fucking me over and over and over and over again to finally where I push him away, because I can't live with her. It's not that I can't live with him, people. I've lived with him since he's been born. He's my fucking son. But I can't live with her because in my mind, you know, as soon as I think that maybe I can calm down and forgive and forget and give it another try, a fourth try, a fifth try, whatever fucking try, it comes back to this, what I'm dealing with right now, with people going behind my back, stealing my shit, walking off with it, laughing at me, telling me it's garbage that they're fucking trashing, even though they're taking it as they trash it. And it takes me back to that box of Borax that I found in my food prep that I got locked out of and raided and moved around and then blocked out of. Literally blocked. I can't get in there and touch not one thing unless my son goes in there and starts moving around Marina's fucking sewing, and then instead of getting mad at Marina, he's gonna get mad at me because he had to fucking move it for me. When in fact that her shit shouldn't even be in front of it. But she likes it there because it's control and it puts me in check. anything to fucking hurt me and to put a wedge between me and my son. So how the fuck can I live with my son under those circumstances when that type of behavior doesn't change? And that's the thing about abuse. Once you get to that fucking point in a relationship, I don't care what the relationship is, people, it's toxic and it will never get better. And yeah, it can lead to death, because as far as I'm concerned, that borax that was in my food prep that sat there untouched for 14 fucking years, I had a lot of Tisha, I'm sorry, the worst Sierra ever did in that food prep was steal home canned salmon that I canned with Uncle John in 2014 with Austin, or 13 or whatever it was when I canned it. Austin and her came and fucking raided it and walked off with cases, you know, maybe three or four cases of home canned salmon in salmon-sized jars, and took it, I guess, to the recovery houses or something. They did something with it. But outside of that, she never touched a fucking thing. Okay? Edgar, when Edgar rented the room after Shemaine was murdered, and he rented her room for a year, he never touched not one fucking single thing. Did my son ever fucking ruin and destroy and trash fucking food and made it impossible for me to go in and get it and all? No, he never did any of that. Okay? Not once until this girl moved in. Who else? Fucking Julian. Did Julian fucking go into my food prep and fuck with my shit and do fucking stupid shit? Moving borax and putting it with fucking food? No, he didn't do anything like that. He wasn't interested in that shit. His game was to get Shemaine out of the house, set up a fucking trap house someplace else in her name, run his drugs, run his little prostitution ring with his sister, and get rich, I suppose. Okay, but that didn't happen. Instead, Shemaine chose to stay home, had a baby, was going back to go be with Freddie, and Julian and his sister decided they were not going to have that, and they killed her. That's exactly what happened there. But not once did Julian ever fucking come in here and steal anything that I can think of, people. Not once. Who else was in the house? Ken. When I first moved in, I rented a room to secure the trademark because of the foundation, and I had the room available for a while, to a homeless young man. He lived here for a year. He told me that it was the best thing that ever happened to him in his life, right? Because he got to stay out of jail for a year, and he had never done that before. Did he steal? Yeah, he stole a couple of things. He stole a camera, one of my, the non-profit video camera, and I don't know, maybe a bike or something. No, he didn't steal the bike. I know he stole the camera, but for the most, he didn't touch food, nothing, right? Nothing, people. So all I can think of is the camera. Who else was here? Andre Marcaine. Marcaine brought one of his friends here that was kind of homeless and needed a place to stay and whatever, and he was living in the living room for a while. It was Marcaine's friend, and he felt sorry for him, and the guy had no place to go, so we tried that out. But he was stealing. He's the one who stole the bike that was in the laundry room, right, and didn't want to pay his rent or whatever was going on there. I don't know, something was going on. But he never went into my fucking food storage and did a fucking thing. Not once. Not once can I think of anything, people. Joan, she'd steal petty shit, but she wasn't interested in fucking stealing food and locking me out of here and doing this, and and she didn't fucking raid my shit. And I don't know, people, like this is something in a movie that I've been going through, right? You could make a movie with this kind of crap. So okay, so out of all those people, and there's a few more in there, Austin, Sierra's hubby, Andre's father, right? Did he go and steal my shit? Yeah, he stole the salmon with Sierra, but other than that, no. I know Sierra was stealing a little things here and there, but no. But this girl, oh my God, she steals with a fucking vengeance, people. And I don't even fucking know her. That's the thing, I don't even fucking know her. I never talked to her since they got married, and they got married in November? And look how she's treating me, and being rude to me, and sarcastic, and laughing with her mother. How the hell can I make plans? And the point of all of that is, how the hell can I make plans to live with my son going blind when all I can think about is that girl has the capability. I'm not saying she would do it, but she has the capability to start poisoning my food with her fucking Borax that she stole from me to really fucking get to me and take me out. Because that's all she's been trying to do since she showed up at my fucking doorstep. Not her doorstep, not her parents' doorstep, but showed up at my fucking doorstep. Alright, so I don't think she will find this, because I'm making plans to either sell my stuff, and Ria will help me. She will help me through the grieving process, the mourning process of having to let go of my stuff in the way that I'm being told and expected to do it, where I technically, if I listened to them doing it their way, the ones that are abusing me, Andre will be left with nothing. Whereas if I do it maybe my way, and I don't even know which way that is yet, I'm working on it, I might be able to salvage a few things, set it up someplace else, so that when I die, it doesn't get pillaged. And if I set it up with my son, it's only going to get pillaged. And Andre will be left with very little as he's being abused, because the abuse will just bounce from me to him, because it's already bounced. It just hasn't taken root yet. Okay, so that's the plan. So I don't know where I'm going to start selling and what I'm going to sell. I know what I kind of want to do. When Ria comes to help me start, I'm going to just tell her we need to set up a website. I already have a GoDaddy. Help me build up the GoDaddy, right? She can put things on Facebook Market. There's a few things that I can let go quickly. I have no problems with it. But when it gets into the core of it, no, I'm going to have to find a way to move out with or without support. In terms of, my son doesn't want to move into another house because he says we can't afford it. Already with the strife going on with what's going on with the city and my landlords, I guess they're coming to the conclusion that they can't live with me either. But I think that was always the mission. The first time something was thrown out of the basement after that girl showed up. It just took a little while for it to happen because she had to secure her position of authority over me before she could successfully have my son do her dirty work for her. Because prior to that, my son was not doing that. Oh, he'd get mad. He'd go out in the garage and bust up some wood over something that agitated him. But fuck this shit that's been going on? No. Okay, so I have to get into my room. Like I bought grow room stuff to grow, so that we could learn how to set up a grow room. I got my little grow room in there, but you know, I bought the stuff that needed to make microgreens because my son was interested in microgreens, and I have it all. And now I'm like, well, what do I do with it? I can sell it as a package, go back on Amazon, see what I paid for, because a lot of that shit's brand new, right? When this girl moved in, all of a sudden everything, including that, was being pushed out where I fucking had it, and then it piled up and I had to bring it upstairs, whatever, right? And it never happened, and obviously, you know, I'm not in a position to do that, but it would be a shame to have to throw it all, or, well, no, you see, that's the thing. If somebody comes up here and takes for themselves, it won't be thrown out, because who the hell would be throwing out brand new not grow up, but grow rooms, like, you know, hydroponics, that kind of stuff, right? You know, I have the I have everything you need. I bought all the trays for microgreens. I wanted to get into microgreens with the grow lights and shit. Right? This is a fucking grow light. I got grow lights all over the place. Do I sell them all off? Or do I say, hey, Rhea, why don't we keep these, right? See if we can get a little area in our next place where, you know, the boys, her son who has a disability, and, you know, obviously Andre can set up a little grow room, right? So that they can have microgreens for dinner or whatever. Grow fucking beans, grow tomatoes, grow something. At least they're learning something. If I sell it, get rid of it, because everybody wants me to get rid of it, or they want to take it away from me so they can sell it, because that will happen if I don't do something soon, people. Because my son's going to come in with, well, my mother's this and my mother's that, and here's the witness, look at Marina, she's got to say the same thing, so therefore we must be right and my mother's wrong, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, fuck off, man. Fuck off. Do I keep it? I'm going to talk to Rhea. Right? She's going to counsel me with this, people. Literally, I feel like I need counseling with this from a person who actually fucking cares. Rhea, there's going to come a time I have to leave. I already told you, I can't really live by myself because of my eyesight. So I need an overseer to help where it needs to be helped. Even if Amari dies because of his situation with the weight and all his hips coming out or whatever, because there is that in the back of my mind. Okay? And I'm trying to be strong with that. Was it the x-rays that shut down his fucking digestive system? Because every time he gets x-rays, he comes back fucking hot. Right? With a fever. As they're trying to say he had a cold before he showed up at the hospital, which isn't necessarily true. Right? But that's how they maybe hide the fact that these kids are heating up with x-rays. Either or, you know, it would be better, like, why move into a kitchen if I can't use it? Like, get a house with a nice kitchen if I, myself, per se, can't use it. I hear Mari, just hold on. Okay, he's been trying to poo the last couple of days. He's little here, little there. It's come along. But we had to give him that Emilax crap. I had to hook him in the bath and let him soak. Anyway, you know, when I move, I'm going to need a kitchen. But am I going to be able to use it very much? Especially when Andre comes in and scatters and moves everything around so that when I go to look for it, I can't fucking find it because he moved it, and because I can't see it, it's harder for me to find what I'm looking for when I thought I left it over there. And I tell him, just leave it there because it's too hard for me to start to distinguish what the hell I'm looking at, and I need to know that it's there so that when I want it, I know where it is because I need it. You know? That's what I'm faced with, people. So, of course, I need a nice kitchen, not only for me, because I know what needs to be done for the needs of Amari, and you need a better kitchen than what I've got, right? So whoever is in the house with me, as a woman, I suppose, you know, whether it would have been fucking Marina and my son, or we'll just say Rhea, if she decides that maybe we should take a chance and get a different environment. You know, she's the one that's going to benefit from it the most. Her and the kids. Where I'll be lucky in a year from now to be able to even see anything. Right? In terms of being able to function in a kitchen. I'd have to get glasses, you know, that are like 2 inches thick just to be able to see something. Clearly that is. And that's assuming that my octave nerves don't continue to die. Because once they die, it just gets darker and darker. At first it goes brighter though, because, right, you lose the colors and stuff, and everything turns to gray, and, you know, the grays, the blacks, the grays, and the whites with the creams that all start to blend to fucking together to where all you see is the outline of something if it's really, really dark. Depending on what it is. Like, it's stupid. And people are fucking preying on me. Including my own son. And no, I don't feel safe with him anymore. Because I can't trust her, people. And whatever I've got, he doesn't care about it, really, any more than Tisha, unless it benefits them directly. I'm going to give you my tools. You heard me say that in a video. Well, yeah, I'll pick what I want. Why can't you just be happy to get them all? Do you know how expensive fucking tools are? And you want to pick through them and throw out the rest? Okay. Well, that tells me that you don't appreciate it then. No. I put my life and fucking heart and soul into those tools. I'm sorry I wasn't quote-unquote your dad. I was just a mother. But at the end of the day, when a man passes his tools down to his son, the last thing the man wants to hear, the father, is, well, I'll just pick through what I want and to hell with the rest. Like, give your head a shake. Now I don't want to give him any tools. I want to save them for Andre, and I feel like I have to move out so that he can have them. Because if shit hits the fan here, and I get fucking rated up here, do you honestly think they're going to give Andre anything? No. No, it's going to be a free-for-all. It's already a free-for-all. And that's another reason why I'm asking Rhea to maybe share a house with me. Because at least Andre can keep the tools and have them somewhere in the house in the event of he might need them. Because as it is, my son will see them as taking up fucking space, getting in their way. And because of that, versus finding a way to keep them, he'll get rid of half of them just because of space and maybe aminosity. That he doesn't have the space that he figures I should have provided to him all these years. And especially now, since he's brought home a wife. Well, he didn't bring home a fucking wife. He brought home a girl. First fucking girl he brought home. Wow. That's the first fucking girl he brought home. Wow. And I'm being ran out of my house faster with her than I ever been with any of these fuckheads that have lived in my house prior to her. Who wasn't raiding my food and shit like a Mad Dickens, never mind putting Borax where Borax shouldn't be. And you're gonna feed me soup? I don't think so. Who do we blame? My son? Maybe. He's in fucking denial. He hasn't confronted her on her behavior yet, for whatever reason. Well, the mother trivializes it. So my son has left me no options. I either go into subsidized housing with Andre and tough it out on her own, or maybe I work with Rhea to figure out a plan through consultation. It's not counseling, just consultation, where the right decisions are made in regards to what do I keep, what do I do not keep, and the things that I keep, where am I putting them, and who will inherit them. You see, that's the thing. Who is going to inherit them? Marina and Marcane, so they can do what they've done like they've done and have been doing? Or maybe Rhea with the kids? At least Andre will have his Nana's belongings intact. At least Andre can go into the sewing room where a lot of Nana's stuff is there. Yeah. Leave it with Marcane and Marina? Fuck. They'll sell it. Walk out with at least 10 grand on the cheap. And then say it was garbage and that I was the problem. So that they don't have to look at their own fucking behavior. Well, Andre is standing there being told that he's going to grow up to be a bum and live under a tree because he's not doing whatever the fuck it is that they want him to do. He can't perform, right? And will end up with nothing. He has a better chance of ending up with something with someone like Rhea than he does with his own uncle. What does that tell you about this situation? You'd be a bag of nerves too. So anyway, that's where I'm at. So I have to, this is what I got to do for the next week. Oh my God. I don't even want to do it. And I'm shaky and I'm dizzy and my eyes are getting worse because of all this stress. having to do laundry. I hang it up over there. Gotta wash some more. Obviously feed Amari. You know, my heart's going like this constantly with Amari because he's been pooing for the last 3 days. I haven't been able to put this spongy leg brace in between his legs, which means that whatever's going on with his fucking hips pulling out, especially with the left one, is pulling out even more because that shit's not there. So it's like playing fucking Russian roulette. But if I put that fucking leg brace on, he won't be able to freaking poo. Like, you can't win. So I have to, you know, I have to take my chances, let him, you know, give him a chance to poo out whatever he's trying to poo out there. And then I told Andre today, I don't care what's happening, he's got to have those leg braces because once they pop, people, that's it. He's an emergency, and I guess the doctor will cut the bone because there won't be no other choice. And because he's so underweight, there is a possibility that he won't recover based on that. And that's it. That's it. That will be another fucking family member gone in my house. That will be 4. Yeah. And you wouldn't be shaky? Yeah. As you got somebody downstairs plotting and scheming how to hurt you even more. Okay. And convince your son to walk away from you and lock you up like a fucking dirty secret. Yeah. So he can be successful and work his way hard towards a middle class lifestyle like the fucking people around him. Yeah, okay. As they're laughing like devilish leprechauns, thinking it's funny going around hurting people. Yeah. Yeah. So they can steal shit and not be fucking held to account as to the thieves that they really are. So I gotta get into my bedroom because of them putting me in a dilemma where I can't really take anything downstairs anymore, including food. Not that I can get to my food, so what difference does it matter? And so I'm taking out fabric from my bed. I took out the first run of it. What it is it's you know those bunk beds with a double-size mattress on the bottom with a single-size mattress on top. It's a metal frame. I've already taken the first front part of the bottom of fabric that was full out, and it's all food. In my jars, 1-size gallon jars, Mylar bags, whatever, home canned goods, stuff in metal cans, okay? But I have to now go behind it because there's fabric behind it, piled up, okay? All the way, right across, down from one end to the other end on the lower bunk, which is a double-size mattress. So I have to get in there and pull out shit. Don't know where I'm going to put what's in front first. Don't know where I'm going to put it so I can get behind it, pull out the fabric, and then I've got boxes over here that are already done, right, with beans and that kind of stuff, rice or whatever, in Mylar bags. And that's another thing. You know, when I leave this house, I want the food, right? That's why I say, when I move, my room is a fucking food storage room. That's it. Don't expect me to, I don't need clothes, I don't need jewelry, I don't need fucking shoes, I don't need jackets, anything homeschool in there. If we decide to keep it, because I got homeschool stuff in there or whatever, I got records, that can go where I sleep in the rumpus room with Amari, because that's all I'm going to need is a fucking rumpus room with Amari, with a big ass mattress on the floor, some bean bags, right, a couch, a fucking what is that called, easy chair, and maybe a small single bed tucked off to the side with everything else, with fucking wall units, with the crafts and the school stuff and the VCRs that have been managed to be saved, you know, that kind of stuff, right? Other than that, and a piano, and I want a piano. I want a real fucking piano. And we'll bring in, hopefully, the keyboard piano. So 2 pianos. So I can learn, and whoever's with me in there, keeping me company or keeping Amari company, if they want to pluck on the piano, that's it. Will I ever even be able to find my way into the fucking kitchen? No. But I want to make sure the kitchen is a good kitchen so that whoever is in the kitchen fucking cooking, I don't care if it's Andre, Rhea, or whoever, you know, they have the proper kitchen to do things to accommodate the needs of the people in the house. Being that there is food security. We just don't have the housing security people. And it's turning people crazy with it. If we could have moved into a different house when Marina moved in, where she could have had what she wanted, like when I moved in and Joan got what she wanted, the same kind of idea, would we be in this situation? No, probably not, because Marina would have been satisfied. But we never had that opportunity to move to another house, because we're being told that we will never have another house and to get rid of our stuff, because for some reason these homeowners, these landlords, these property developers, and including the government, seem to think that we should own nothing, have nothing, and be nothing more than fucking slaves. Well, we go through that process as we lose everything to fit what they think we should be and what we should have and as to who we are. They have already judged you. First they charged you. They've already charged you, and then they judged you, and then they prosecute you, and then they make sure you get punished. And for many people, it's the streets. Yeah. And death. One or the other. Very few escape their judgment. In terms of landlords, property developers, province, the city, those type of people that seem to think that you will never own another thing in your fucking life, so get rid of it now because you'll never be able to rent another fucking house. Because we made sure you couldn't. Because for some reason there's something wrong with you. You owe us. We don't owe you. I never said you owed me anything. But I have a right to peace and liberty and prosperity, and to not be gang-stalked and have my family targeted for nefarious reasons, and to be able to have safe shelter, right, where there's, a sense of security, where you don't feel like your life is in danger constantly these days. So yeah, it's a big job. And I'm really physically not up for it, but I have to do it, because if I don't, I won't move forward with anything, right? Like this stuff right here. I'm going to end this video right now. I'm going to keep it as is. This stuff, do you see this stuff? A lot of non-profit stuff. When I used to go out and do things with children, right? Or maybe Andre's stuff. Maybe there's stuff up there that Andre could be doing now, but I can't bring it down now because I don't have the room. But maybe if I move in with Rhea, being that she's got kids, that I couldn't care less if that was where I slept, along the walls in a bookshelf. Oh, right? Because what the hell do I care? I'm blind. But for the people around me, the kids around me, it would be great for them to be able to go and pick something and do it and then put it back after the fact for the next time. That's why I have a hard time getting rid of shit. Look at these books. Look at these books. What? Sell them off? Why? That's all homeschool books, right? I paid good money for a lot of these books. Okay? Seriously. Right? That's what I mean. My son and his wife would just come and sell it in bulk to get rid of it and make a bit of money. As they call it, garbage, and I'm the one with the problem. Tisha doesn't want it because she will go buy new, and she's leaving anyway. Do you see? What would you do? I don't know. I didn't expect my life to be pulled out from underneath my feet in multiple directions. Right? Look at that up there. Do you see? I can't put them outside anywhere because the elements will just destroy them. What about all my pots? What about my pressure canners? What about my crock pots? What about all my crock pots? What about all my cast iron Dutch ovens? Or anything cast iron? And I got a fair amount. Do I just wait for them to be pillaged, called garbage, and then sold off? Or do I sell them off to live up to my landlord's expectations and own nothing and have nothing and basically not be able to afford any housing because she's already predicted the future for me and thinks that's what I fucking deserve and that's why she does what she does because she's trying to teach me a lesson before I'm dead? Is that it? Like, I don't get it. Right? I'm looking at my pots. And I'm like, well, what do I do with my pots? Tisha's not going to want them. Marina didn't want them because she can go buy a new one like Tisha. Right? She's never going to fucking can. What does she care about a fucking canner? Right? Before she'd fucking can it, she'd fucking sell it. And then if she ever did decide to fucking can, then she'd go buy herself a new one and expect Marcaine to pay for it. Yeah, okay. Like, I'm having a dilemma just giving up my fucking pots, not knowing what the hell to do with them. Because I know how much I paid for them, people. But I'm not worried about pots right now. I'm worried about putting things away and getting the fabric out so that, I guess, Rhea said, well, you know, I told her I had a lot of fabric. I don't know what to do with it. Well, you can give me some if you're not selling it. And I said, well, that's the point. I don't want to sell it. Because then as soon as I sell it, I've taken away another opportunity for Andre to learn how to sew. Why would I want to take away his opportunity just because Tisha doesn't want it? Shemai's not here to have it. Sierra's not here to have it. And Marcaine doesn't want it. Doesn't mean that Andre shouldn't be entitled to have it. If I maybe go with Rhea, Andre will have it. But I don't necessarily just want to give it to her because when they cleaned out the basement, I gave her half of what was in the fucking basement. Because it all ended up outside. And she came, well, I didn't give her half. But she took a fair amount, what she wanted. And she uses them, the appliances and everything. She told me, like, every day. Even Tisha confirmed it. But I'm not in the mood to be giving her tons of fabric and cutting my losses. Right? I'd rather sell it first in bulk and cut my losses. But if I had to choose, I would prefer a house where she had an actual proper fucking sewing room where other people could go in there and learn how to fucking sew and have everything that she needs to make nice shit. As well as Andre and maybe even her own son, who would probably benefit from it because he's got emotional problems and he's disabled that way, right? So he's medicated. So sewing might be good for him. But she probably, you know, she probably doesn't have a very good, proper fucking sewing room. Moving into a different house, assuming that you can find one that's affordable, which is probably impractical because we know it's an attack on the Canadian-born people, especially those below a certain caste system and who do not have the right fucking color to fit in with the crowd, are targeted. So maybe for everything that I'm thinking might be just one big waste of time, right? Because, you know, this is a fucking death march. I'm on a death march, people. Seriously. Yeah. I can't even have my grandson go outside in his own fucking yard without fucking mean-ass looking Punjabi men staring him down and then going to the corner Shoppers Drug Mart to go buy simple cough syrup with $60 in his pocket, right? To be fucking harassed and intimidated and threatened by Punjabi men that want him to empty his pockets out right there in public as they're accusing him of stealing shit and then walking away, and then as Andre's leaving the store after he buys what he buys, as if they didn't fucking see him go to the cash register and pay for it, but they still had to stop him and harass him and ask him to show the receipt. And then Andre had to walk him to the cashier and have the cashier confirm that he paid for it, when those bastards were already fucking watching him. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm saying. Gang stalking is fucking real. So in a space of an hour, from going babysitting Ria's kids, made $60, right? He wanted to take it all. I said, fine, because I want donuts, and he wanted to buy a little gift card for some game that he plays online. I said, fine, just don't lose it, right? And so, you know, he goes, he gets his bike, right? And fucking City's out there with that fucking guy with the long, and these long black beards, they turn out to be pitch white, and they got their fucking turbans on, their eyelashes get all fucking white, and well, that guy with like that in the fucking car, and he had a black beard on, big long one. Yeah, it's what you're dealing with, man. Like, it's frightening. It's beyond fucking normal anymore. They want you to accept their fucking anger and their bitterness and their meanness as normal. And then what? You're going to hide behind the city to justify your fucking behavior, when in fact, even if you weren't a fucking city worker, you'd be the same kind of fucking way, because there's a whole lot of them like that. They're all like that. Most of them are like that, people. Honest to God, they really are. Unless, of course, they want something and they're lying and they're smiling up in your fucking face as they're plotting and scheming behind your back. They hook you in, and then they fucking use you until they don't want you no more, as they abuse you throughout the whole process. And sometimes you're so stupid you don't even see it, or you're helpless to do anything about it, and you learn to love your master, like I learned to love my masters and worked like a fucking slave in their yard for 12 years. I'd be put out in the fucking pasture and have peace. Fuck no. Because I got my landlady beating it in my head that I will own nothing, have nothing, get rid of your stuff, get rid of your stuff, get rid of your stuff. You will never have another house like this. Thank God I'll never have another fucking house like this. Who would ever want a house like this? Would be crazy for sure. Crazy for sure. I need to save my energy for what I need to do. But I thought I'd just get this off my chest. Don't think I want to stay here, okay? I just don't want to be hasty and give everything away to end up with nothing, so Andre has nothing, so everybody can accuse him to be a fucking bum, and that I never gave him an opportunity to learn anything, which is a bunch of fucking crock. All right, I gotta get going on this, right? No excuses. All right, same day. So they took the full one that is waterlogged and frozen, and we know what grocery stores do. They like to plump up chickens and shit with water and then freeze them and then charge more money for the frozen water. Well, that's basically what's happening here with this bin. They came in the middle of winter after everything was rained on and got completely saturated, and then froze. And I guess they brought up another bin, an empty one at that. They took the full one, which is going to cost God knows how much, right? As they pillage my stuff, people, okay? Literally, they take out the good stuff, do whatever they're going to do with it, and then I guess they brought back another fucking empty one, because they're going to keep my son out here working to throw out more shit that's waterlogged, as he's busting up fucking compost bins to make it path for the fucking weeds to start taking over the yard again, so they can come back in a year or two or whenever and say that it's too fucking green and that we're not weeding their yard enough, and then we're not keeping up with the yard, and that we're taking advantage of the elderly fucking landowners, homeowners, property owners, fucking landlords, whatever you want to call them, because we're not weeding their fucking yard for them after they fucking destroyed my family, basically, and robbed me. Because that's what's happening here, right? They're just fueling into my son's anger and making him fucking work like a fucking you-know-what out in the elements with heavy saturated frozen fucking wood or whatever, expecting him to do yard work with the fucking frost on the ground. You said you were gonna open it. Go fucking open it. I can't believe this. So what, is my landlord gonna charge me another $1,000 fucking dollars just to get rid of this shit in the middle of fucking winter at maximum weight? As my other belongings that are good, that Andre could have used with his little friend to do something, build something, make something, create something, right? You know what I'm saying? Make the yard look nice, whatever, is fucking gone. As the fucking Punjabis are standing around fucking glaring at you as you're in your own yard, if they're not fucking following you and harassing you in the fucking stores. Like, come on, people. Don't you see what's going on here? I do. This is bullshit. Total fucking bullshit. They got my son cutting their fucking trees for free. In the fucking snow. Yeah. He's not charging for that. He just fucking did it. He's done it before. He's cut them before, people, for her, for free. No, I can zoom in. I think I can see. You do it. I can't see. You just zoom in. They run in another fucking empty... I can see your breath. It's freezing out here. Go tell me what the temperature is. I want to know. It looks like there's snow out here. Honest to God, it looks like it's fucking snow. Put it on the grass and zoom in on the fucking grass. To me, that looks like it's starting to be snow.
It is. It's getting crunchy.
Yeah, it's getting crunchy, exactly, because it fucking snowed, people. They got my son working in the fucking snow, lifting up water-saturated frozen fucking wood so they can make a profit. Okay, Andre's looking on his computer there that he uses. He's saying it's either 1 degree Celsius, -1 or 1. Well, mine's saying -2 degrees Fahrenheit, well, Celsius, which would be 29 degrees Fahrenheit. He's got 0 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is. Either or, people. You've seen the snow. It's crunching. It snowed. It's crunching. They moved that bin today. Okay? I'm going to add this into this video that I'm going to convert over here pretty soon about what's the plan now. Well, clearly the plan is to milk Judy for as much money as she can while they're using my son to do it, right? As they're stalking my grandson, not only in his yard and making him feel terrible, but they're also fucking scaring him in the community as they're not once but twice approaching him and embarrassing him in public, treating him like he's already been caught stealing when he didn't, and then having to make him prove himself that he didn't by asking for the cashier to confirm that he paid for it. Like, what the fuck? And then when I phone up Shoppers Drug Mart, they're telling me that they have no plainclothes security working on the site, and that if there would be anyone approaching him, it would be the dude who would be a Punjabi with a big X on his back with a fucking uniform on. So where did those other two Punjabis come in from with no uniform? Do you think the woman from Shoppers Drug Mart was telling me the truth, as if she'd want to admit that they do have plainclothes fucking security on there? Was she lying? Because she said they didn't. She didn't know who those guys were. So what the hell is that? Right. And then the bin gets picked up, right? And they drop off another one, which tells me that they're not done with the whip on my son's back, expecting him to get rid of even more shit. And because he's freezing his fucking ass out there as he's working out there and then having to come home and get rid of more shit at home, he's just randomly grabbing everything in fucking sight because he doesn't want to fucking deal with the city and have Mrs. Gill come back and say, well, you didn't do that when you had a chance, so now you're evicted. So he figures he has to get rid of everything in order to prevent that eviction from fucking coming. As my landlord is expecting me to pay for that fucking frozen whatever it is in there that's frozen, waterlogged frozen wood, including compost boxes and...
Heads up, the pond is like frozen.
Andre, it's frozen. Everything's frozen out there.
I know, but I'm saying...
Yeah, but it benefits the company. Because anything that's frozen weighs more. So it's a scam. And that's why they waited till wintertime to do it, because they're scamming us and they're milking us for every fucking penny as they're bankrupting the house and destroying the family unit through that cortisol that makes everybody angry and want to fucking attack each other and fight. Because they're scared. Right? Yeah. And then we wonder why I'm shaking. I thought, oh, I can breathe for at least a little while. Focus on the plan. How am I going to tackle this problem? But clearly, they don't want us... I don't know. I'm telling you, people... There won't even be anything to do any kind of repairs. Like that greenhouse needs a repair done on it. And I had pieces of plywood around here that I wanted to use last year, but with the Mari and everything, and I was just finishing up with the food prep, and I was tired, and the laundry in the fucking kitchen, and just whatever, and I tried to do the fence repairs and whatever, and it just didn't get done, and I thought, okay, next year for sure. Because, you know, was sorting out whatever was being thrown out. It was just all too much, way too fucking fast, with not enough help to freaking solve the problems that these other people created for my life, as they were accusing me of being the problem, as they were stealing my shit behind my back, and including my landlord, because as far as I'm concerned, this is fucking theft. You can't take perfectly good outside fucking Fisher Price, tiny tight, made to last outside play toys and say that you just threw them in the garbage when you cater to an immigrant family that will rent your house at the dollar that you request, $4,800. And being that you're such a nice fucking landlord, you're just going to have the company that rolled off with my shit show up one day and drop off whatever it was that you took from me and give it to them, so that they will work harder to please you as they do the yard work for you, thinking they're safe in Canada. Yeah, well, people lost those lives. People lost their lives for those toys. Yeah. Or whatever, planter pots, or whatever. I have a planter pot that's in my little grow room that I had a sweet potato or something growing in it. Anyway, I'm afraid to put it outside, that my son will grab it up and fucking chuck it out in a bin while my landlord makes me pay for it. If that isn't a concentration camp, I don't know what is. So I have to leave, people. I have to. I'm not safe here. I'm not. My landlords are like vicious. They're fucking vicious. And my son has become vicious because he's married a vicious human being, one that I've never met like her in my whole life. And clearly her parents like her that way because they get things from it. Right? They get things from it. No disputing that. Actions speak louder than words. So anyway, I guess this is the end of this video, and I just have to keep fucking... I don't know. Because you know that's not going to stop. If anything, it's going to get worse. Oh yeah. Because my son is hasty. He's afraid to say no. I think I'd like to use it, or whatever, or maybe my mom would like to use it. Fuck my mom. My mom doesn't need anything anymore. She's going fucking blind. She had her chance and she wasted 14 years in her fucking life in this stupid house. So now she deserves absolutely nothing. She deserves to be treated less than a fucking dog. That's the mentality he's running on. So even if I said to him, I want to keep it, he'd say, no, Mrs. Gill and the city want you to get rid of it. I'm throwing it out. Back off, Mom, because if you don't fucking back off, I'm going inside and I won't do shit. And then the city will come in and fucking do it. And then Mrs. Gill will come back and say, you owe her 10 fucking grand. So therefore, he's just going crazy out there while she's bringing in another fucking bin to do it, as she expects him to do it in the fucking freezing cold, as they're fucking laughing with the Punjabi in the back in the city of Surrey vehicle, scowling at my grandson. Scowling at my grandson. He's the next generation of board directors sitting in the fucking temple on 72nd and 120th in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. The next fucking white-haired, mean-ass looking, fuck you, with the turban on, board director in the temple. He's just getting his fucking stripes right now, because you have to remember, he was a respectable man. He worked for the city of Surrey as a bylaw officer, fucking harassing people who didn't look like him in partnership with corrupt homeowners so that they can overinflate the property value so they can sell it for $3 million, as the taxes on that $3 million quote-unquote estimate as a value of the property, right? Not the house, but the property goes into the city coffers with their tax base, right? So you got to keep that false image, right? Got to keep up with that false fucking image so that the taxes come in and the body parts come in as the people inside the houses get destroyed and die for whatever reason. Because there's more than one way to die, right? It's like you're dealing with the death cult. Yep. Yep. My landlord wants me to move. All right. Fine. I think I figured that out after all this time. You don't like it, take it as is. If you don't like it, you can move. Take it as is. I'm not fixing anything. You fix it. Yeah, right. Give me some more money. 8 months later, $100 wasn't enough, but I need another $100. Yeah. And then when we give you the $100, you're still not fucking happy. You bring your fucking son screaming and hollering, you want $3,500 fucking dollars. Yeah. Okay. And you threaten the fucking bin. Yeah. Okay. So you got your fucking bin here, big and bad. All right. No problem. I get the message loud and clear, right? And you like to use people because clearly you're using my son as a field, you know what, grub, right? Because who does that? Who makes somebody in the middle of fucking winter with waterlogged fucking beams and all this stupid shit and then frozen, loading them up into trucks and then saying it's not enough. We want you to bust down this and bust down that and break this and break because we want flat fucking grass when we all freaking know there is no fucking grass, and what little grass that's in the front there is weed infested, was always weed infested, and will never be grass. Because it's weed infested to begin with.